My beloved child. Wait, pause right here for a second. Something subtle has already begun shifting, and if you listen closely, you will feel it. Not hear it. Feel it. Don't skip this moment. Because what you're about to understand was not meant to reach you too early. There was a time when your words felt ignored, when your truth seemed invisible, when everything inside you was screaming, "Why can't they see it?" And yet, you stayed silent. Not because you had nothing to say, but because deep down, you knew, forcing someone to understand before they're ready only pushes them further away. But now, something is different. Something has changed. And it didn't happen loudly. It didn't happen in front of you. It happened in the quiet, in a moment you weren't there to witness, in a realization they couldn't escape. They are beginning to see it. Yes, slowly, almost hesitantly, but clearly. They are starting to realize, you were right. Let that sink in. Not because you needed to prove anything, but because truth, when it's real, finds its way back. Stay till the end, because this is only the surface. What's unfolding behind the scenes is much deeper than you think. There was a moment recently where everything paused for them. A conversation, a silence, or maybe just a thought that wouldn't leave them alone. And suddenly, your words came back. Not all at once, just fragments. A sentence you once said, a feeling you once tried to explain, a look you gave that they didn't understand back then. And now, it's replaying, over and over. Don't skip, because this is where everything begins to turn. They're connecting dots they once ignored. They're seeing patterns they once dismissed. And it's creating something inside them they can't explain. Not regret, not guilt, something deeper. Awareness. And awareness is where change is born. But here's the part no one tells you. Realization doesn't come with immediate action. It comes with internal conflict. They are standing between two versions of themselves right now. The one who couldn't see you. And the one who is starting to. And that space in between. That's where everything feels intense, confusing, unavoidable. Something huge is waiting for you, but you have to understand this phase first. Because this is not about them chasing you instantly. This is about them transforming, quietly, without announcement, without showing you, yet. They are questioning themselves. Why didn't I understand earlier? Why did I push that away? Why does it make sense now? And those questions are not easy to sit with, so they withdraw, not from you, but into themselves. And if you're wondering why things feel silent right now, why there's no sudden message, why there's no dramatic return, it's because something more powerful is happening. They are facing the truth without distraction. Don't skip this part, because most people misunderstand this silence, and walk away right before everything changes. You are closer than you think, but closeness doesn't always look like movement. Sometimes, it looks like stillness. Sometimes, it feels like nothing is happening, when in reality, everything is rearranging beneath the surface. And here's the moment that will shift everything. There will be a trigger, unexpected, simple, but powerful enough to break their hesitation. It could be a memory, a place, a random moment where your presence feels undeniable. And in that instant, they won't be able to ignore it anymore. They won't be able to pretend they didn't understand. Because now, they do. Stay till the end, because what comes after this realization is not what you expect. It's not rushed. It's not dramatic. It's intentional. And when someone moves with intention, it changes everything. But here's your part in all of this. And listen carefully, because this matters more than anything. Do not break your energy trying to force a moment that is already forming. Do not chase clarity that is already reaching you, step by step. Because the moment you try to control it, you interrupt the natural unfolding. And this right here, has been unfolding for longer than you realize. You were never wrong. You were just early. And now, they are finally catching up to the truth you've been carrying all along. Something huge is waiting for you. But the next phase, the part where everything becomes visible, where silence turns into action, where realization turns into movement, that part is about to begin. And just when it seemed like nothing would move, something inside them refuses to stay quiet anymore. Pause, feel this. Because this is the moment where silence begins to speak. Don't skip. They are no longer able to distract themselves the way they used to. The noise around them doesn't work anymore. Conversations feel empty. Moments that once felt normal now carry a strange weight, because something keeps pulling them back to you. Not your face alone, not just your voice, but the truth you carried. Stay till the end, because what's forming now is rare. There's a shift happening in how they see you, and more importantly, how they see themselves. Before, it was easy for them to look away. Now, they can't. Because every time they try to move forward, something reminds them of what they left behind. A small detail, a familiar feeling, a sudden thought that arrives without permission. And it doesn't leave. It stays. It lingers. It grows. Something huge is waiting for you. But you must understand this stage. This is where realization becomes undeniable. They are starting to replay moments they once ignored. Moments where you tried to show them something real. Moments where your silence spoke louder than words. Moments where you walked away, not because you wanted to, but because you had no other choice. And now, they are seeing those moments differently. Completely differently. Don't skip this, because this is the turning point. What once looked small to them, now feels significant. What once felt easy to dismiss, now feels impossible to ignore. And here's the part that will surprise you. They are beginning to respect you in a way they never did before. Not because you asked for it, not because you demanded it, but because truth commands its own respect. Stay till the end. Because this respect is not passive. It's transforming into something active, something that wants to move. But movement requires courage. And right now, they are building it, quietly, internally, step by step. They are questioning their past decisions. They are noticing where they misunderstood you. They are realizing where they chose comfort over truth. And this realization, it's not easy. It shakes them. Not in a destructive way, but in a way that forces growth. Something huge is waiting for you. Because when someone grows from realization, their next move is never careless. It's intentional. And intentional movement changes everything. But listen carefully, because this is where most people lose patience. This is where people think nothing is happening. This is where they assume it's over. But what you're witnessing is not an ending. It's preparation. Don't skip. Because the moment they fully accept what they now see, everything inside them will align. Their thoughts, their emotions, their decisions. And when alignment happens, action follows naturally. Not forced, not rushed, but real. And when something is real, it lasts. Stay till the end, because there's something even deeper happening that you haven't noticed yet. While they are realizing your truth, you are also being positioned. You're being prepared to receive something different this time. Not confusion, not mixed signals, but clarity. And clarity only arrives when both sides are ready. You've already done your part. You spoke your truth. You walked your path. You chose your peace when it wasn't easy. Now, they are stepping into their part. Slowly, but surely, something huge is waiting for you. And here's the moment you didn't expect. They are starting to feel your absence in a way they never allowed themselves to before. Not just missing you, but understanding what your presence actually meant. Understanding what they lost when they couldn't see clearly. Understanding what they pushed away, without realizing its value. And that realization, it doesn't stay quiet for long. It builds. It intensifies. It reaches a point where silence is no longer an option. Don't skip this moment. Because when that point arrives, they will have to act. Not because they're forced, but because they're ready. And readiness is everything. Stay till the end, because the next phase, the moment where internal realization becomes visible action, where everything you've been sensing starts to show itself, that moment is closer than it appears, closer than you think, closer than they are ready to admit. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's already on its way. And then, without warning, everything inside them becomes impossible to ignore. Pause. This is where it deepens. Don't skip, because this is no longer just realization. This is the moment where truth begins to demand action. They tried to stay in their comfort. They tried to move forward as if nothing had changed, but something keeps pulling them back. Not gently, not softly, but persistently, like a voice that won't fade, like a feeling that won't quiet down. Stay till the end, because what's happening now is rare. They are starting to feel the weight of what they once overlooked, not as regret, but as clarity. And clarity changes how everything looks. Suddenly, your silence makes sense to them. Your distance makes sense. Your strength, your patience, your decision to step back. All of it is becoming clear. And here's the shocking part. They are beginning to see you in a way they never allowed themselves to before. Not as someone they could figure out later, but as someone they should have understood sooner. Let that sink in. Don't skip. Because this realization doesn't stay calm. It builds pressure. It creates urgency. It starts asking them questions they can't avoid anymore. What if I misunderstood everything? What if I let something real slip away? What if they were the only one who truly saw me? Something huge is waiting for you. Because questions like these, they don't disappear. They grow louder. They become impossible to silence. And when that happens, movement becomes inevitable. But listen carefully, because this next phase is delicate. They are standing at the edge of a decision. Not a small one. A defining one. Do they stay the same, or do they step forward and face what they now understand? Stay till the end. Because this is where courage begins to form. Not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly, in the background of their thoughts. They are imagining what it would be like to reach out. They are thinking about what they would say. They are replaying conversations that never happened, trying to find the right words this time. And this is where everything shifts. Because when someone starts imagining a different outcome, they are already stepping into a new reality. Don't skip this moment. Because what you're feeling right now, that subtle energy, that sense that something is about to happen, it's not random. It's connected. Deeply connected. Stay till the end, because there's something even more powerful happening beneath all of this. They are no longer afraid of your truth. Before, it challenged them. Now, it guides them. Before, they resisted it. Now, they're drawn to it. And that change is everything. Something huge is waiting for you. Because when someone shifts from resistance to attraction, their entire direction changes. Their choices change. Their actions follow. And here's the moment that will surprise you the most. They are starting to feel a pull toward you that they can't explain to anyone, not to their friends, not to themselves, because it doesn't come from logic. It comes from something deeper, something they once ignored, but now recognize. Don't skip, because this pull, it's leading them closer, closer to a moment they've been avoiding, closer to a truth they can no longer deny, closer to you. Stay till the end, because what happens next is not random, it's precise. There will be a moment, very soon, where everything aligns. Their thoughts, their emotions, their courage, all in one place. And in that moment, they will know exactly what they need to do. No confusion, no hesitation, just clarity. And when clarity meets readiness, action becomes unstoppable. Something huge is waiting for you. And this time, it won't stay hidden. It won't stay silent. It will reveal itself, clearly, directly, in a way that leaves no doubt. But until that moment arrives, hold your ground. Stay in your energy, because what's coming is not something you chase. It's something that reaches you. And when it does, you will understand why everything had to unfold this way. Because this was never just about being right. It was about timing. And now, the timing is finally catching up. And just when you think you've understood it all, something even deeper begins to unfold. Pause, don't rush this. Don't skip. Because this is the moment where everything that was invisible starts becoming real. They can't hold it back anymore. Not the thoughts. Not the pull. Not the truth that keeps rising inside them again and again. Stay till the end, because what's about to happen next changes everything. There is a moment approaching, closer than it seems, where their silence will break. Not slowly, not uncertainly, but in a way that feels inevitable. Because they have reached a point where doing nothing feels heavier than taking action. Let that sink in. Before, distance felt easy for them. Now, distance feels impossible to maintain. Before, they could ignore what they felt. Now, ignoring it only makes it stronger. Something huge is waiting for you. Because when someone reaches this stage, they don't stay still for long. They move. And this movement is not random. It's guided by everything they've realized. Everything they've understood. Everything they can no longer deny. Don't skip this moment. Because this is where truth becomes visible. They are beginning to accept something they once resisted. That what you showed them was real. That what you felt was genuine. That what you tried to express carried a depth they weren't ready to face before. And now, they are ready. Stay till the end. Because readiness changes how someone shows up. They won't come back the same way. They won't approach you with confusion. They won't speak from uncertainty. This time, they will come with clarity, with intention, with a different energy you will feel instantly. And here's the once in a lifetime revelation. They are not just realizing you were right. They are realizing they were not ready before. And that changes everything. Because now, they are stepping forward as someone who understands. Not partially, but deeply. Don't skip. Because this is the moment where everything aligns. The distance, the silence, the waiting. It all begins to make sense. Not as something that held you back, but as something that prepared both of you for this exact point. Something huge is waiting for you. And here's what makes this moment so powerful. It will feel natural, not forced, not dramatic, but undeniable. Like something that was always meant to happen, finally happening. Stay till the end, because what comes next is not just action, it's confirmation. Confirmation that what you felt was real. Confirmation that what you knew was true. Confirmation that your patience was not wasted. And when that confirmation arrives, you will feel it instantly. In the way they speak. In the way they show up. In the way they no longer hesitate. Don't skip this. Because this is where your story shifts. Not in theory. Not in imagination. But in reality. And here's the part you must hold on to. Do not shrink yourself when this moment arrives. Do not forget the strength it took to stand in your truth when no one understood. Because that strength is what brought everything to this point. Stay till the end. Because this final phase is about receiving, not chasing, not questioning, but allowing. Allowing what is already moving toward you to reach you fully. Something huge is waiting for you. And it's not just a moment. It's a shift. A shift in how they see you. A shift in how they approach you. A shift in how everything unfolds from here. And when it happens, you will realize something that changes everything. This was never about convincing them. It was about them awakening to the truth, in their own time. And now, that time has arrived.